From the shores of Malibu where the waves are pumping, to the Great Wall of China and back to the streets of Las Vegas where the UFC is happening. We are live. This is It's Time Radio, the show where we talk about what you think about but may be afraid to voice. Do not worry, we'll talk about it for you. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, politics, film, TV, UFC, MMA, you name it, we talk about it. And I'm here today with my co-host, my producer, TJ DeSantis, as always. TJ, you're all venomed and UFC'd out, looking good. I like that hoodie or whatever you call it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the technical term is, but
wow,
my striking has improved. I can kick things now where I couldn't before, and
the technical term is you got swag, and I haven't gotten any since Venom took over. So I don't know what's wrong with this picture. I need some swag.
You don't hang with the right people, Buff.
You know what? Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. But right now we are, and what I mean by that is we're hanging with the incredible, inevitable, the man who speaks it all. The wild hair monster from the East Coast, Ray Longo. Ray, what's with the hair, baby? You stick your finger in an electric socket or what?
I just got a cut. I don't know what's going on.
You look good. At least you got hair, you know? Be happy about the hair.
Can I say a bad word on this show? Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So Ray Longo came out and did extra rounds with me in Times Square at Dave & Buster's over the week at UFC 281. And a viewer came up to me after Ray left and said, "Wow, Ray Longo. That guy fucks." I was like,
that guy FUCKS's?
Yeah. I was like, all right.
I love it. Yeah, people tweet me. They go, Buffer Ucks.
Right.
And it's like, is that like the actual uck, or is that like?
I think it's a compliment.
It is a compliment,
no,
but does it mean you're ucking, or does it mean you're just
it means
a heavy hitter?
I think it means you're out there making moves, and things might happen for you.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah, Ray's Bruce, probably getting ucked at least once a month, I guess, on that one. So all good.
But Bruce, I'll tell you, I felt this time in New York, the fans were out of control. I've never been hit like that in a long time, literally a long time. So New York, man, thank you very much. I felt very welcome.
Ray doesn't know this, but we actually had to turn away about 500 people from the extra round show that we did. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, like 1,000 people total showed up. They let in 500. We had Francis Ngannou there. I'm not.
Yeah. No, definitely.
But, yeah.
That was. I thought. Yeah, TJ. I thought that show was phenomenal. I got a kick out of that. The ambiance and the energy at Dave & Buster's was. I didn't expect it. I think you hit a home run with that. Nice.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Awesome. So listen, before we do anything, guys, the most important thing we need to do is pay homage and send our best wishes and condolences to the family of Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Yeah.
This is it's tragic whenever we lose any fine human being in this world, but it's so extra tragic when they're so young. Yeah. 38 years old, the world ahead of him the world is his oyster. Loved watching him fight, loved announcing him. The man himself was just a really genuinely super, super nice guy from all my experience with him. So my sincere condolences and best wishes go out to his family and loved ones. This is a loss the MMA community didn't expect, and I think it kind of rocked everybody a little bit. Hate to see that, but I just want to send my best wishes to his family.
And that's the thing too, like, Rumble's a guy that, took good care of himself. Like, granted, he cut a lot of weight throughout his career, but like, he was always in great shape. There was really, the reason he had a problem cutting weight is that the man hardly had any fat on his body. He was the epitome of a top level elite athlete, always in prime shape. And, when someone passes away young, not even 40 years old, I think he was like 38, 39 years old, like
38 years old. And they said an undisclosed illness, but it did come out in one source that he's been battling an illness for some time. But Monday, they released the fact that he was battling cancer, and he died from organ failure due to a bout with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and a hemophagocytic lymphohistiocytosis. The long words, but obviously horrible.
Yeah, no.
I agree with you, Bruce. The age thing is just the real shame of it all. You know what I mean? And it just brings me back to even Elias Theodorou. What was he, 35? I mean, we've lost two really nice people under 40 from cancer, that's the crazy part. Like I'd love to figure out how the hell that happens, because it's way, way too young. And man, it's just, that sucks. There's nothing else you could say. It just feels like it's unfair.
We get back to being one thing I am is I try to be very preventative medicine oriented, find out the problem before it happens. There's these scanning facilities you can go to that give you like surface scanning and stuff. But my close friend Shu, who's from Philadelphia, he opened up a scanning center in Tampa, Florida, $10,000 a scan, right? And if you're ever down there, Longo or TJ, I can get you set up for free. I haven't done it yet, but he has people coming in. This scans the entire body for anything it can find, especially things having to do with the heart. Obviously, if there's cancer, things like that. People are coming in. He's saving lives every day. They're going right to the hospital. They have no idea.
And that's the thing too. Like cancer, sometimes it's a matter of days or weeks, of whether or not you can beat it and not beat it. And that's what's really scary about it, is it's very non-discriminate. It will attack anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a child, if you're, a young guy in good shape, or someone later on in life. Like, it'll come and get you.
Yeah, not to bring the show down, but just a shout out to Chris Weidman has a nephew that's 10 years old that's battling cancer right now. 10,
man,
and then like a very bad case. And the kid was an athlete. It's something that hits young athletic males, but 10 years old, it's actually horrible.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, and I don't mean to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's almost like, when I hear the term God's will and this, that, and the other, I'm not saying anything wrong, but I mean, whose will is this? This is just not right. It's just not right.
And that's the thing too. A lot of people have, genetic history of these sort of things. Other people have no history. It just seems non-discriminate in a way where you all, like, if you notice anything wrong with your health whatsoever, you got to go to the doctor and point it out, because it might be nothing, and probably more often than not is nothing. But if it's at one time where it's something, it's the difference between, being able to take care of it or sometimes not.
No, case in point, I mean, years ago, I had a little black dot on the heel of my foot. So when I was going for my dermatological checkup, where they check the whole body, make sure everything's good, because I had a lot of sun, being a surfer and lifeguard and everything I did as a kid. It was the beginning of melanoma. It's like, how do you get that in the bottom of your foot? Probably because when I'm surfing and my feet are just staring up into the sun, who knows? But they took it out and no issues since then. But that comes into effect, that kind of cancer, it gets you quick. You're right. Just pay attention to all your things. And another situation that happened here tragically recently is Jay Leno, in his garage. You heard about this?
No.
Oh, Jay Leno was in his garage. He has that show he has, and he's in a burn center getting operations right now. He was in his Burbank garage where he stores all his cars. He got a very extensive car collection. But one of the cars erupted into flames without warning, and they burned the left side of his face, his ear.
No. Oh my God.
It did not penetrate his eye or his ear. He's got 2nd and 3rd degree burns over his hands and his body and his face.
Wow.
And
That's terrible.
he's getting operations right now.
That's terrible.
Can you imagine that?
Not,
they say he'll make a full recovery, but that's a very, very painful process.
Yeah.
I mean, the only bright side, maybe, I don't know what kind of burns, my buddy was about Jay Leno's age too, lighting the gas grill, blew up in his face. He got to the hospital, but what the doctor told him? It's like having a face peel. You're gonna look 10 years younger. The guy's skin is unbelievable. I'm not joking. He got lucky. He got lucky. So it was almost like having like a face peel, and he looks great. So I'm hoping the same thing for Jay Leno. For sure.
Oh yeah. Again, all my best wishes go out to him. No question. Another little UFC news here. Israel Adesanya.
David, let me get my joke. Never mind.
Oh, go ahead. No, I'm sorry, TJ. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, there's some vain people that are gonna be wanting to light up their barbecue.
Oh, Jesus, God. All right, you got it. Israel Adesanya, UFC 281. Hell of a fight with Pereira. Came out on the losing end. Lost his championship status in the middleweight division. I'm sure he's going to be back to battle it out. I hear these rumors about changing sports or whatever. But he was arrested at the JFK airport.
Arrested?
Arrested.
Why?
He was arrested at JFK airport for possessing metal knuckles. I guess it's brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles, yeah.
Wait, so you get arrested for that?
It turned out the charges were dropped and he was released. What I read is that he claimed that a fan gifted him and he put them in his bag, or maybe put the box in his bag, and the X-ray machine saw it.
Well,
wait. I'm gonna say that's correct before you say anything, TJ.
Yeah,
because I kind of know the guy that gave him the brass knuckles.
Oh, really?
Was friends with Iaquinta. He told me the story before he even came out.
Oh man!
And was it brass knuckles?
Yeah, it was brass knuckles.
So are the brass knuckles themselves illegal?
Illegal. Illegal.
Or was it that he was trying to bring them on like a carry-on? Because I don't, why? Okay, so carry-on I understand, but why are brass knuckles illegal?
You can kill somebody with them.
Yeah.
You can kill somebody with a gun. Guns are not illegal.
Guns are a misdemeanor and knives are a felony. Go figure that one out.
Well, no, Bruce, you can check a gun on a plane and bring it with you. I'm saying, is he in trouble because it was in his carry-on, or if he had it in his regular bag?
No, it had to be in his carry-on.
No, it
in
was
the
his
regular
carry-on.
in the regular bag, they wouldn't do anything. I mean, I've taken knives in my bag.
Yeah,
So.
because brass knuckles are not illegal. They might be illegal to carry on your person, but I don't think they're illegal to possess.
Well, you got to remember one thing. No, brass knuckles are illegal in the state of New York. That's a fact. Okay.
I'm looking it up.
No, it's right
Okay,
here. I have it right here.
Here's the deal. A hammer's not illegal either, but when you whack a guy in the head with it, it becomes illegal. I think it's the same thing with the brass knuckles.
I mean,
anyway, they say he put it in his luggage. They don't say whether he's going through TSA or whatever. Just that it was in his luggage and they saw it. So that's all the information I have here.
all right. So from what I can tell, brass knuckles as well as knives are illegal to possess on your person, not illegal to possess in your home or anything like that. So
right.
If he put it in his check bag, it probably wouldn't have been an issue.
Well, it is an issue, but they dropped the charges. Now there is no issue, just a little more publicity for the former middleweight champion of the UFC. Hey, listen, it's not like Conor McGregor attacking a bus or stomping on people's phones. It's an innocent mistake, right?
Yeah.
But Conor gets off for that too, so go figure that.
Is it illegal to wear 5 big-ass rings on your fingers?
No.
Okay.
But it's illegal to hit somebody in the face with them.
Of course it is. It's illegal to hit somebody in the face with just your fist.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
Are fists illegal?
All right,
No.
I think we
got.
got.
Let's go on. Let's go on.
I think we got to move on. We're losing people. Come on.
Yeah, let's go on. Let's move on. We'll move on. We lost him on that. Alex Jones.
Ray Longo's here. They're in for the long haul.
Here's one for you, Ray. Alex Jones, the man that was claiming the Sandy Hook thing was a false situation, caused all those families problems, everything, got ordered to pay $500,000. Well, the judge just ordered him now. He's done, and I'm fine with this. Okay. I'm not a fan of this man at all. He's now ordered to pay $500 million.
Wow.
To the Sandy Hook families in additional damages.
Damn.
However that falls out, however it comes out, total of $473 million he has to pay. Superior Court awarded the families over $320 million in punitive damages, and then attorney fees and costs are additional $150 million or something in damages under the state of Connecticut.
He doesn't have that kind of money. Like how
he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. I mean, done to whatever done means in this world.
Right.
Knowing the TV world, they're still going to put this asshole on TV or something and give him a show. Who knows? Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably going to point to it as being like, see, I'm right. That's why they're coming after me.
Oh, please, please go away. Go hang out with the other idiots that are out there like you. Is that okay, Ray? Can I say that?
Yeah. No, I don't really know much about him, but I know the case. The whole thing's crazy.
So, Ray, are you into crypto?
No.
TJ, you ever do crypto?
I mean, we've talked about this in the past, like here and there, but not like serious investment.
Did you read about the fact that Sam Bankman-Fried's, the guy that, was the head of FTX, which has filed bankruptcy?
Yeah.
Lost a $16 billion fortune in like a day, like in one day.
How do you even do that?
His cryptocurrency empire is just unraveling. By Friday, his fortune was completely wiped out.
Yeah, I mean, that's something other than just investing in crypto. That's like him doing something wrong.
Well, his FTX exchange that he had, that he was the head of, collapsed. So the value of his assets all reduced to zero. And it's called one of the history's greatest ever destructions of wealth. I mean, I've always said that crypto's volatile. This is about as volatile as you can get.
Yeah, that was way too risky to even throw a lot of money in.
I mean, you get multiple billions of dollars. Like, why do you even push it? Why do you push your luck? Like, just cash out, man.
When you start getting that fever, you always want more, TJ.
Yeah, it's
always
greed.
want more.
My brain can't even comprehend how much a billion is. To have multiples of billions, I don't even know how I could want more.
Well, another thing that goes back with this, since FTX was hit with this, and since they're going bankrupt, and the bank and the owner was hit with a class action lawsuit. This class action lawsuit, and this is part of the issue why I don't ever promote crypto. Okay, you've heard about J-Lo. She got pulled in. She's under issues with her representing a company. This lawsuit includes Tom Brady, Gisele Bündchen, Shaq, and Tim and Curry from the NBA. They're all brought into this, right? So stay away from crypto. Now, maybe if crypto.com, the sponsor of the UFC, comes at me, of course I would consider something, but there isn't anybody else I would consider at all.
I mean, you just got to be careful with making a sizable investment. You're going to throw like $1,000 down or whatever. Go.
Well, it's not just an investment here, TJ. It's the fact that celebrities were representing and promoting it.
No. I understand that, Bruce. I'm just saying that if you're going to go out there and throw a couple $1,000s around as an investment, fine. But if you're going to put life savings in crypto, what are you doing?
Crazy.
Well, with that being said, are you going to ever move to Florida with hotels and homes falling into the Florida Ocean after all these storms and everything, knowing those storms are going to come back?
I don't know. My cousin Ron might take care of me out there if I move.
TJ's on fire today.
Speaking of DeSantis, Trump announced his wanting to run for candidate, or his putting in his application to run for candidate for president on Monday. That's after the previous week of elections, which totally weren't really good for him and his party. But it looks like the man's going to run again. We'll see what happens.
Of course he's going to run again. Even if he doesn't win the nomination, he's going to run again. Like, it's all about ego for that man.
No, that's the problem. He's got to put, the ego thing it's killing everybody at this point, though.
It's killing him. Ego bigger than this country.
Yeah. It's too crazy at this point.
I joke.
There were even rumors that when he initially ran, the ego was there too, because he thought he wasn't going to win, but it brought him a lot of attention.
Yeah, I joke about cousin Ron, but honestly, I think most Republicans are more on the Ron DeSantis bandwagon than they are on the Donald Trump bandwagon.
Could be.
Man, I hope you're right.
Hey, even Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka, she says she's not going to be involved in politics. She's not going to have anything to do with the campaign.
Well, I mean, they're still answering for things that happened in the last months of his presidency. Like, I wouldn't want to get involved in that again.
Well, there's also all these lawsuits and the legal issues, the legal issues involving the government due to January 6th and all the horrible thing that, he was, I feel, definitely involved in people's reactions and how they acted that day, with all the stuff coming out.
He incited
the question I have is, if you're president or running for president, sorry?
I was just going to say, he incited a riot. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on.
Thank you for making it clear while I'm trying to candy dance around it.
I mean, in my opinion, you have that many people and you go out there and say the things that he said, like, of course they're going to go crazy.
No question. That's a whole nother subject. But I'm wondering if when you're running for president or you are president, are they allowed to go after you for some of these things they're going after him for now?
I'm assuming that's why he is running, because he might deflect a couple of things or protect them with a couple of things,
That's an
whatever he's doing. The next 2 years of this man's life is total legal turmoil, without question.
Yeah, but he's used to that. Those guys are used to it, Bruce. They were in court. That guy's been in court his whole life. He'll drag you out. He might not be able to do it this time, but guys like that, they just drag you out till you have no more money. That's how they win. Even big corporations. What do you think happens? They just keep postponing. You run out of money, and they got plenty of it.
Absolutely true. You're totally
he's
right.
He's not afraid to go to court. Trust me.
No.
Hey, Ray, do you like going on cruise ships? Cruises?
I've only been on one cruise ship.
You like it?
I liked it. Yeah.
I hear great things about it. I'm just not a cruise ship guy. I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy myself with a big suite and, please stop at places where I can get off the boat.
Yeah. It was nice.
So people are wondering about COVID and what's going on with COVID. A cruise ship with hundreds of COVID passengers testing positive is docked in Sydney, Australia. Strangely enough, when you think about it, Australia had like less than 10 cases locked down and didn't even have a COVID issue, right? Well, now they have a passenger ship that has 3,300 passengers. 800 have tested positive for COVID-19. Get that. 3,300 passengers, of which 800, including people that work on the ship, have tested positive.
And how many of them were vaccinated?
That I have no idea. No, are you a vax person or not, Ray?
I didn't get. I'm a vax. I mean, I get the flu shot every year, but I never got that because I did catch it at the beginning. I had it twice, and I really believe in natural immunity. I feel great. I don't think I think I'm in better shape than look, I have a buddy who took the Johnson and Johnson shot 2 years ago and he never got a booster. So they'll consider him vaccinated, but I'm way better. I got to be way better. My antibodies are still good too, I'm sure.
Hey,
but I think they wear out after a while. I don't know if they've really gotten all the scientific data down perfectly yet.
Real
No,
quick,
but
I got to correct you. You said that Australia had no COVID cases.
No, they had cases, but they shut it down real strong, didn't they?
I mean,
yeah, I think so.
they had 10.5 million cases and 15,899 deaths, which
pardon me. Okay, pardon me, I'm wrong.
I mean, that's pretty good, honestly. That's pretty good. I mean, only 15,000 deaths, but yeah, they had it like everybody else.
Well,
yeah.
I
would have got the vaccination if I never caught it. I just went the other way with the natural immunity, which I bought into it, and I think I still buy into it. So
well, let's hope that's the case. I'm still questioning.
yeah.
I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to get boosted or not with the variant booster. So we'll see. I want to do a little more research into it.
Yeah, I think it's weak now where you should be fine. I don't know, but I'm not a doctor. But...
You know what? Here's the thing, Ray. I mentioned this on the show before, but a gerontologist that I know that I work with care for my mom. The COVID out there that's hitting the elderly people now, granted, they're not having lung failure and to the extent that they had before. The hospitals are still getting plenty of COVID cases. But what's happening is neurologically, they're breaking down and dying. So she said she's had more deaths of her elderly patients in the last 2 months this year than in the first year.
Wow.
COVID.
And I talk to people in the hospitals all the time that they're definitely not telling me that. Not around here.
They're just neurologically, they're shutting down. That's the problem she's having.
But what does that mean, neurologically shutting down?
I guess the brain is failing to, I'm guessing, the brain is failing to do what it needs to do to operate your organs and everything else. It's
wow.
Falling down, breaking down.
Wow.
That's how I understood it, what she told me. So, I mean, we can hear all about this, or you can listen to CNN or Fox News, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I
Which
guess.
one's telling the truth. Hey, guys, in the UFC, well, here, I want to go into something else. Speaking of China, speaking of COVID, speaking of everything, our Stupid is as Stupid does this week involves a girl. They call her Batgirl, okay? Right? I can't even pronounce her name. She uploaded a clip on Monday of her eating a bowl filled with broth, tomatoes, and multiple dead bats. And she's speaking in Thai in the clip, describing the meal as delicious, right? Now, remember, bats are one of the biggest spreaders of disease there is, right? So basically, her comment section was filled with, disgusted viewers, the whole bit. The clip's been taken off her page. Authorities in Thailand have supposedly now arrested her for possession of protected wildlife carcasses and for violating the Computer-Related Crimes Act by uploading the clip. She faces up to 5 years imprisonment now. Behind bars.
Can she use the defense that she's batshit crazy?
Well, maybe she can, but this is Thailand, Ray. God knows on Thailand, but this girl who was a YouTuber is now going to be potentially a jail tuber.
So there are places in the world where bat meat is still fairly common and desirable. China, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Thailand. There are public health warnings, and there are some penalties out there if you are caught eating bats. But I guess bat meat's still popular in parts of Indonesia. This says so. I don't know.
Well, Indonesia and other countries in Asia, we know for a fact they eat everything. I mean, I go to grocery stores in Japan, and you buy chicken claws. They're selling the claws of the chicken. Not necessarily my attitude or my idea of a great meal, but whatever. They have a wider culinary delight, loving expectancy than we do, shall we say?
Right.
By the way, everybody in the mid show, I got to say again, Puncher's Chance is our sponsor for It's Time Radio. My new Left Cross 14-year reserve was released last week. Should sell for over $300 a bottle, but we're selling for $160 a bottle. There's only 2,000 cases. They're actually almost all sold out. I have not even been able to taste my new liquid. I'm waiting for my bottle. That's how fast they're selling.
Why sell for half the price, Buff?
Puncher's Chance itself should be a $60 bottle of bourbon.
Right.
We made it $30 because we wanted to be price competitive in the market. And the same thing stands true of our reserves. We're just being price competitive. But we could easily sell in 300, but it's a big thing to have somebody to spend $300 on a bottle of bourbon.
Oh, for sure.
So we're just trying to be a little more. I want, and my partners want to get our sweet nectar of the bourbon gods out there to everybody possible that can afford it. That's all.
Cool.
My 12-year reserve was 140, sold out in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So you can go to puncherschancebourbon.com and you can order the 14-year reserve now before it's gone, but it's going fast. Just go to puncherschancebourbon.com and I guarantee you, you will be amazed. This is one of the finest bourbons that have ever been brewed, developed, distilled, whatever the term is. So there you go. There's my push.
Nice.
Got that. Before we get into UFC talk, there's a couple things related to the UFC I want to talk about. Brad Pitt, get this. You know, they were talking about the TV show Back to Friends that we all did. Brad Pitt went out and made a quote. He said, the only thing wrong with Jennifer Aniston when he was with her was that she didn't like the UFC. That was
wow.
Yeah, that was really Essentially Sports published the article.
Crazy.
Okay, if that's a reason to break up with her, I mean, you know, go watch the UFC and get back to your friend.
I mean, there's a lot of things my wife doesn't want to watch with me. You know,
I'm sure.
And the UFC is one of them.
Yeah.
My wife actually loved the UFC. Before I, built the studio and started watching all the pay-per-views there, like she was always down to watch everything. Like my wife's first dates, like with me, we would get together Monday nights and watch the Ultimate Fighter season 1 together.
Hey, the family that fights together or loves fights together stays together. Not a bad deal.
I guess.
So now Drake, the last time Israel Adesanya fought,
Saturday,
Drake made $1 million on him.
Oh,
he lost $2 million on him Saturday night. But $2 million down on Adesanya.
Hey, it was looking okay. It was looking okay.
It was looking okay. It definitely was. Okay, let's talk UFC now.
Yeah.
Not a late start. Not a bad stoppage. Do you think it was a bad stoppage?
No.
You know why it's not a bad stoppage? Because you got to take into consideration the guy on the other side, right? That guy's a stone cold killer, hits like a freight train.
Yep.
What do you want to do? Catch a knee now, knock his nose over to his ear? Like, he wasn't defending himself. The only possible way was to make Pereira miss. And that guy's like a sharpshooter. He's pretty accurate with his punches. Yeah. And he hits hard, Bruce. He's definitely by far the hardest puncher in that division. I
was watching him closely, Ray. He turns his whole body so beautifully into his punches. You know?
Exactly. And he's the epitome of, developing power from as short as distance as possible, because he makes it look effortless, man. But when your body's in sync, that's what happens.
Ray, what's the secret of boxing? Is, it's like the shortest point between two things is a straight line. Short distance, turn the body, turn the hips, turn the legs. Yeah. That's what it takes. And a lot of people realize that, because we have a lot of looping punchers in MMA. We know that they're not boxers. They don't know how to they don't throw straight down the pipe.
Right. And this guy's got the long arms, the long humerus. He must have heavy bones, this guy, because there's definitely a difference when he hits somebody and somebody else does.
He's that question. Good. How does he do against a guy that can take him down on the ground?
I think he's going to get killed.
Yeah. That jiu-jitsu.
That's the problem. Those wrestling exchanges.
Yeah. Name the opponent. Name the opponent.
Let me pull up some names.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
No, that guy grabs him, he'll just drag him to the floor. It doesn't even have to be pretty.
They might throw him right up against Hansman, right? Oh no, are they talking about a rematch here? I heard they're talking about a potential rematch.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to a rematch. The thing that you're talking about, the stoppage, Izzy's leg was pretty badly compromised, and that was why I think it really should have been stopped, even if he was rope-a-doping or anything like that. Like, he wasn't able to circle off that fence, and it was just worse.
And he took some big shots, TJ.
Yeah.
That's why I say if he rushes back into that rematch, he's going to get stopped worse, I believe, this time.
Yeah.
And I've done it with a couple of, like, my guys, even like amateur fights, where I get them to rematch right away. It never works out like that,
Right now, I like Derek Brunson to beat Alex Pereira.
I don't know about that.
I think he could take him down. I think he could wrestle him there. Cannonier, I like Cannonier in that fight too.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the other one I was thinking of?
I mean, Whitaker would be competitive. Vittori would be competitive. Costa would be competitive. But they'll
all be competitive. But the two you mentioned are be stronger.
They have better ground tactics.
I think Costa gets killed.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who stands with him
without it. He's got the reach is crazy.
Yeah,
and like again, the power. It's not like he's doing like a Pernell Whitaker where he's hitting you 50 times.
Right.
He's just got to get 1 or 2 shots, and then it's over.
I would have liked to have seen Sean Strickland test him, not just stand and trade with him in the way that he did. Try to get clinch and because I mean, again, no offense, guys, but like I thought that was the worst bit of ground fighting I've seen in a championship in a really long time.
No question about it. But look, Strickland is a tough dude, and he got slept pretty bad. That's the point. I agree with you. Would have been nice, but now look, after watching that fight, what do you think everybody's thinking? They're going right to the floor.
Yeah, but looking at these contenders, a lot of them are just striking based opponents, or
then they're in trouble. Those guys are in trouble.
I agree.
You can't stand with this guy right now.
No, no. And you're all making very valid points. Anybody that trains for this fight with him is going to know exactly how to train. So,
without a doubt.
But all that tells me is that he better know how to train for his next fight, because now he's totally open. It's almost like figuring out how to beat Ronda Rousey. Okay.
I would put Hamzat as a 3-1 favorite.
It's just, there's no way if I was betting on fights that I could even think about betting against Hamzat in that fight. So, okay, we'll go from that to the other. Sorry, Israel lost his belt. He was a gentleman and classy in his post-fight interviews. I thought that was very cool. Carla Esparza, Magnum Chongwei Lee. That was a brawl for it all between these two girls. I mean, that was brutal. The ground fighting in this, you want to talk about the elbows and the thing. It's almost like I see people turning away from the screen at a couple points in this fight. And give Carla all the props, everything. But this Magnum is a powerhouse right now.
Yeah,
total powerhouse. Now, who's her next opponent?
Oh, I would think Rose.
I would too. But
they're saying
it's all
Lemos.
about if Rose wants to fight.
Right. That's the big point. But I think they're also saying Amanda Lemos, which I will predict that Lemos knocks her out, because Lemos is another one for a woman at that weight class. Hits like a dude at 135.
She's a beast.
She's a beast. She got a right hand from hell. She takes the right hand away, she beats her, but she can't afford to get hit by that too many times.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see how that pans out. But I've always enjoyed Carla. She's such a sweetheart. Magnum's a lot of fun. She loves what she does. Again, Ray, how many assholes have you met in our sport? I think I can count less than 5.
Yeah, and I'd have to think about it, but you're right. For the most part, man, just great guys, 100%.
Yeah, and I'm talking over 27 years. I mean, the whole martial arts attitude, everything. I always like to say that, and I respect NFL, NBA, baseball players. Certainly met a lot of great guys from the sports. But for some reason, hockey and MMA athletes are the most humble of all the athletes that I've seen.
I got to tell you, I had a couple of the Islanders in, Matt Martin and Oliver Wahlstrom. I mean, 2 of the nicest guys. Like, I'm agreeing, Bruce. 2 of the nicest guys. You wouldn't even know they were doing anything. I mean, they're totally different vibes. So I agree with you. MMA's got, a couple of those guys that I think their ego is too big and they get a little crazy. But
we know who they are, Ray.
Yeah. I don't even want to mention it.
They usually get checked, though. Eventually, they usually get humbled.
Yeah.
Well, they usually get humbled because they're getting punched in the face, and to the losing end is where you humble them.
Right.
Just like the bully in real life. How do you humble a bully? You take him down.
Right. Yeah. So, but for the most part, I'm going to say 95% of the people are unbelievable.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Yep. Present company not counting, but absolutely true. No question. That was a joke, Ray. That was a joke. Just a joke.
I wait to hear if TJ. I just wait to hear if TJ's laughing. If he doesn't laugh, I don't bite on the joke.
I didn't know who it was directed at, so I just stayed quiet.
Yeah, right. We both thought it was directed at the other guy.
Right. Yeah.
So did the Chandler Poirier fight get voted fight of the night?
Yes.
Look, I think it did. I mean, how could
I think it did? I love Michael Chandler. I have great respect for him. We all do. I know Dustin and his family. I think he's a great guy, even though he gets upset the way he gets upset. But he's a beast and a half. I don't like seeing Chandler get beat up like this every time.
Yeah, especially when he could avoid it. That's the problem.
Well, he goes.
He doesn't have. Yeah,
he
doesn't
is.
have to do that.
It was quoted, and this is a respectful quote, but also a problematic quote in certain respect, because I'm a huge fan of Michael Chandler, okay?
Right.
Even before he came to UFC. But he is the UFC's Arturo Gatti, without a doubt. You know, definitely. Hopefully he doesn't go the way Arturo went, of course, but he'll get in there, he'll fight anybody, he puts it all on the line, he takes the shots. Ray, if you were training Michael, knowing how he fought that fight, would you beef up the jab? Would you get the punches from looping more straight down the pipe? What would you do?
I mean, I first off, I definitely blend into wrestling because he has it. And you could see even in the second round after he was almost knocked out, he went to that while he was almost knocked out, and he was very successful. But you have to have the cardio to do that for 3 rounds, because I think in the third round he went for a takedown that was not as potent, and that's when he got in trouble with Dustin. But you got to make him. You got to make him think
count.
more. He's finding a way to lose, right? He had that guy up against the cage. Dustin said it, and I agree 100%. He throws looping punches. If he would have even just straight down the middle, uppercuts, body shots, the guy's there to get hit. When a guy's covering like that, he's basically giving you everything he wants, and then he decides to take him down. Again, I don't know. His fight IQ is what worries me a little bit at this point. I think he could be doing a lot of things different, and he's got the power to get you out of there with one shot, but he chooses to entertain. Maybe it's where he's at in his career. I don't know, but he definitely wants it. You want to see him fight, win or lose, so he's got that going for him. But I'd love to see him fight an MMA smart, intelligent fight, and I think he'd be a major problem for a lot of people.
I think he has all the tools. The tools to do everything you said, proper, not putting his coaches down, proper coaching. I agree with everything you said. What I worry about is fighting for our entertainment 20 years from now does not provide his own entertainment, if you know what I'm saying. I hate that line, boy, can he take a punch. I hate it.
Right. I was talking with Quinta about this, Ray, on Extra Round after you did with me, and he felt kind of the same way, that Chandler's fighting to win the fans over more than win the fight and get his hand raised, and like you guys, there's some dangers with that. But I did see an appetite out there from some people. Former UFC champion Eddie Alvarez, who's a free agent, said let's do it again, round 3 with me and Michael Chandler. And I mean, I wouldn't be opposed if Eddie Alvarez found his way back to the UFC octagon to fight Michael Chandler.
Man,
do you think the UFC would take Eddie Alvarez back?
Why not? I mean,
yeah, that's true.
They might do a one-off deal. That's it, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think the run for Eddie Alvarez is largely over. Yeah. That's why this fight would make sense. One-off.
I could see them do a one-off deal just to put that fight on the card, but I don't think they're re-signing him for a multiple fight deal.
Well, I do miss his wife screaming expletives like crazy from the sidelines when he's fighting. She's probably the loudest wife of a fighter I have ever heard at a UFC event in my life. Yeah.
They've been doing it for a long time.
She lets it fly, man, when he's in that cage. There's no question. Dan Hooker coming out on top against Claudio. Let's give Dan some props. Definitely fought strong. There's a lot of good fights that night. Molly McCann, I thought her shoulder was going to pop out of her socket. I mean, it was like watching Dan Hardy and George St. Pierre. I thought that thing was going to go.
Erin Blanchfield will be a UFC champion.
I believe she will.
She's looking. Let me tell you, she made that look easy. Yeah. She really made that look easy, man. And she's been in the gym a lot. I've watched her get better. No, she hasn't been here recently, but I watched her get better and better and better.
She won the first all women's Eddie Bravo Invitational and had to have her parents sign a permission slip because she was 17.
Yeah. She's at the right spot at the right time. She's young, she's smart, and she wants it.
Yeah, she does. Ryan Spann turned in an excellent performance against Dominic Reyes. Now, guys, I will not make a habit of this, but I can't turn it down if I'm asked for a specific point. Ryan came up to me after his win and said, I would love to have your fight card. You gave me one a long time ago, but this would be for my mom.
Oh, right? Nice.
How can I say no?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, look, and Bruce, I don't want to, I'm not tooting your horn again, but I'd like, again, the night we went out, this guy was so gracious and humble. No, really, that means a lot, man. You give back to the people, and I think you get it. Why wouldn't you?
Of course I would.
Yeah, of course you would. But I witnessed it, TJ. I mean, he was literally a superstar in a restaurant on Long Island. I mean, as soon as we walked in, he kind of got mobs and handled it like the professional he is. I thought it was great. It was great to see. It was great to be around.
Thanks, Ray. I walked in a superstar, TJ, but I walked out a fat star. I ate so much that night.
No, you can't complain about that food. That's
Oh, you
sure.
kidding? It brought me back to my humble days as the Italian family in Philadelphia, man.
Oh,
Sundays
yeah,
at my
that was
grandmom's house. Come on.
perfect.
You know, everybody wants to see Bruce Buffer and give him a fist pump, except for Daniel Cormier. Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
Have you heard about this?
I
No.
heard about it, but I heard that he said that it's okay to fist bump me now because people were winning, if I remember correctly.
Oh, for that. Yeah. That's funny.
Let me play the clip for you.
Fighters dream of being in a UFC title fight and having Bruce Buffer, and there's a lot that goes into it because the lights go off and then you're standing there with some guy that wants to rip your head off, and Bruce is in there looking as good as any person that's ever dressed in the history of humanity. And he starts to say your name, and my thing was always to get through it, get fired up by it, never give Bruce a fist bump. Kiss of death. At least it used to be. The guy that started to kind of like not lose as much when they fist bump Bruce. But for a while, you fist bump Bruce, you lose your title.
There you go, Buff. You were the kiss of death, according to Daniel Cormier.
Oh, that's okay. I've heard that before, but you know what? People are winning. If you add it up, it's probably a 50-50 ratio, just like two people in the
funny.
Somebody's got to lose, but it was funny. But I did see that clip, and at the end, he paid a nice homage to me that, and I'm not blowing my horn, although it seemed like it, I am. I get very humbled. I get tears in my eyes because I love what I do so much. But he said the UFC would never be the same without me. I mean, of course, the UFC is going to go on without me. Big time.
But it's like saying water's wet, Bruce. Like, again, I guess maybe I am tooting your horn, but if the UFC comes to my city, I pay for the tickets, and Bruce Buffer's not there to say it's time before the main event, like, I didn't get my money's worth.
I agree with that.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Experience, you know?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So now another situation happened. Thank you, gentlemen. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Daniel. The UFC, I don't know what it is, Ray, when we go to MSG, when we go to the most famous arena in the world, Madison Square Garden, something always happens with the commission. Whether it's when I announced the Tyron Woodley decision the first time we were there.
Hey, Bruce, can I play the clip and then you tell us what happened?
Play the clip and let's talk about it.
What is going on? Oh, my goodness, they're flipping it. Oh, my goodness, they're flipping the scorecard.
And somebody is going to screen grab that and blow it up for everyone to
In my life, seen this.
arithmetic.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, somebody's going to be really mad.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be really
mad. I think
upset.
some people do, wait.
What in the world?
And so perhaps we will get some sort of explanation.
Oh, my goodness. Now Buff is like, wait, what happened? Buff's like, you want me to say this?
This is absolutely wild.
I've never in my life seen
Here, folks. Let him hear it. Let's go. Let's go.
I have never in my life. I've never in my life seen this.
Sequence there for the.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
All right. So long story short, then you go ahead and say it's 29-28 across the board for Karolina Kowalkiewicz. But like, Buffer, what was going on? Because
all right, here's what happened.
Forever.
You could tell on my face walking back in the octagon. I'm like, what the fuck? So, so then basically I'm start announcing, and the commissioner, a very cool guy, comes up and grabs the card and grabs the sheet, starts adding it up. Now the original decision I was supposed to announce was a split decision.
Okay.
For Kowalkiewicz. Okay, she was still the same winner. Right. But he started adding it up, and then the fact that he added it up to where and again, I'm sure in the truck, I bet Dana was not very happy that they're closed up on the judge's scorecard. Because when have you ever seen a judge's scorecard? Period.
No, they release them to the public.
They do later on, but I mean in the night of the show. So then they pull out. He's doing. I go, well, what's going on? You can see me talking to him. So then I go back out. And I let the commission do the thing. I'm leaning down. I said, he's writing with a thin pen, and he's crossing out the numbers, and he's putting in other numbers. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can't read those numbers. Please use a Sharpie. Make it clear for me. I don't want to go back in and whatever.
Wow.
And the other commissioner looked up to me, goes, give us 5 minutes, and get really stern with me. And I'm like, that's what I was like. Inside, I'm like,
Guys, it's 10s and 9s. I don't understand how hard it is to count. It's 10s and 9s.
Well, they finally gave it back to me, and it turned out to be a unanimous decision for Carolina. So it wasn't like one fighter won, one fighter didn't win afterwards. The same fighter won, but it was a change up. But the bottom line is, like Daniel said, we've never seen that. I've never seen that in boxing.
But real quick, did one of the judges think that one fighter was named the other fighter or something? Like you said, it was.
Yeah, he thought all the judges voted for Carolina. I guess he had a second thought, realizing he made a mistake, and he ran back up there.
All right. I mean, I guess that's better. I mean, we had a fight in Invicta that I called.
Hello.
Where, the athlete got her hand raised, and then they went, "Oh crap," and realized that the wrong winner was announced. So that's.
Well, what about years ago, Bruce?
Right.
Matt Serra with Dean Thomas
Of course.
was announced the winner in the octagon. Dana comes back to the locker room while we're celebrating and says that they made a mistake. You lost the fight.
And you never had any sort of redemption on TV for that or anything like that either. I was just
Nothing. Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
I mean, again, math is hard. I'm not trying to say that it's not, but I do think that there are times where judges aren't paying attention. They think that the red glove tape is, actually the red top instead of the glove tape, so they're looking at the wrong corner. I don't know, but yeah,
That was bad. That's just the bad optics. That's it.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. And like again, nobody's watching over those guys. So I almost think it's like, why does the dog lick its balls? Because it can.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why they do that, because they can, and they're never going to be challenged. And it's sad for a lot of things.
And Bruce is the messenger that's going to get killed either way, even if it's not your mistake. I mean, it goes back to that UFC 205 thing where Tyron was in a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and even in Fravola's fight, you were what time was it? You were getting crazy. They couldn't even give you the time of the stoppage.
No, it's crazy. Listen, that's our job. That's what we do. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. At least the same fighter won. Hey, getting away from the UFC, because it was a hell of a night. Let's call this one of the best shows of the year, without question. The audience was electric. The energy I felt from them when I was doing the It's Time and repeating my words after. I held New York for a very long time because I wanted to bring all the New York fans in, right before I said it's time. It was a lot of fun for me to work that.
And that's the thing too. Ray said it at the top of the show. Like the UFC, for all intents and purposes, I think is always going to be doing this New York show. The anniversary show next year. It's probably going to be 30-year anniversary. Done at MSG. When you have that annual date, there is a responsibility of the crowd to a certain extent to bring that energy and realize what they have in front of them in the world's most famous arena. And I think they did that this time. I think that the streets were just, buzzing with UFC energy.
Crazy. I thought it was crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely. And that's what you want. And I love it. I love the fact that you can have that big Vegas energy outside of Las Vegas. And you definitely got that in New York City.
Let me tell you something really funny, guys. I had an SUV taking me back to the hotel, right? Well, by the way, Kristen attended the show. She flew to New York to spend, that was her birthday weekend. Happy birthday to my partner and my great friend, Kristen Grulock. Been working together side by side for 25 years. I've known this amazing woman for 28 plus years.
Nice.
And I want to wish a very happy birthday to Kristen.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. They attended the show. So we're and I was driving them back to the hotel, she and her sister. We went to Balthazar in New York, the French restaurant. You ever been there?
No.
Ray?
No, I haven't.
Little too hoity-toity for you? I got it.
I think so. Yeah, I'm good with the Italian places.
So here we go. We're pulling the SUV's pulling out of the MSG, right? And all the fans are on the sidewalk, and they see me through the window. And of course, they're not of course, but at Pleasurably So, they're coming at the thing. Sign this, do this, take a picture. Hi, Bruce. Blah 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 blah. We finally pull out, and this kid is running. Just envision, like, here's a window, and you see this like 20-year-old kid running up. Bruce. The car keeps driving. It stops. He's running. Bruce. The car stops. Now we're another block. It's like 3 blocks. Then all of a sudden, here's his face again, running by the side. I go, Bruce. I go, stop the car. So stop the car. I roll down the window. He's like, I just want to fist bump you. That's all I want to do. I just want to fist bump. He ran 3 blocks, Ray.
First off, I'm surprised because I was stuck in traffic this whole freaking weekend. I couldn't move. So
Crazy.
you must have gotten out of there late. It was a little icy, but that's funny.
It was late. It was not late. It was like maybe an hour after the end of the show because it was hell. We had to wait for at least a half hour for the car to be able to get down to the lot after it got there. And I don't know if it was publicized, but Ali, the manager Ali of Habib, and who was it? Kevin Holland. It's like a fight was breaking out, verbal and otherwise, down in the parking lot area.
Oh, I didn't hear
news
that.
about that, but it was down there. The security guy comes over. He's like protecting me. I go, don't protect me. Protect the women over there. I'm fine.
Yeah,
this isn't my first rodeo. I could deal with this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's funny. I paid $50 to go half a mile in an Uber. Half a mile.
Yeah.
$50.
My ride from JFK to the hotel was an hour and a half, and then when I left on Sunday morning, it was 20 minutes from the hotel.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
I had an appearance at Mohegan Sun. I had to fly into Boston. I flew into Boston on Thursday. I get to the Mohegan Sun, which was a 2-hour drive. JetBlue lost my luggage.
Oh, great!
I carry the monkey suit with me. I got my luggage back at 3 a.m. Did the appearance that night. Then it was raining badly on Friday. What was a 2-hour drive took me 4.5 hours to get to New York.
Oh man,
in a car. So it's a little crazy, but don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm being driven. I got a driver. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Ray, boxer, former heavyweight boxer, Goran Gogic. Ever hear of him? Goran Gogic, Gogic.
I don't think so. No.
Well, he was just charged with maritime trafficking. I don't know if he ever made $1 million in boxing. He's a 43-year-old. Trafficking over, they found $1 billion worth of cocaine.
Whoa.
Right? That he was behind, and he's been arrested. He's gone. He makes the mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years in prison, but it could be a total of life in prison. $1 billion in cocaine.
Wow.
It's one of the largest seizures of cocaine in United States history.
Does it say what that is in weight, Buff?
I don't know.
A lot, I guess.
A lot. Yeah. I mean, like how many grams in a pound?
Oh, look, hold on. Talk amongst yourself.
Well, I mean, if there's $1 billion worth,
I'm going to say it's 16 times 8, maybe.
There are 453.592 grams in a pound.
Oh, wow.
Grams are tiny.
Anybody know what a gram of cocaine costs today?
I can find out. I
have no
idea.
I'm with you.
Let's see here.
Why do I have no idea? Because I wouldn't go near that shit if you fucking paid me, Ray. That's the worst drug in the world.
Now they're real. Yeah, no. It's definitely an addictive drug. And now with the fentanyl, you never know what the hell's going to happen.
No.
Let's see here. I'm looking for
I had a friend OD on it, was in the hospital for 3 days, and 2 of her buddies that was with her that she was partying with, they both died because it was laced with fentanyl. What do you got, TJ? Come on, be our drug dealer. What do you got?
$60 a gram.
Okay, so 453 times 60 is 27,000. So let's divide. I don't even know if I can do it. I can't divide 16 billion.
Well, so it was 27,000 a pound, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So divide 27,000 into 16 billion, and that'll tell you how much weight.
You're losing me on that one. There's only
Put it this way, like they said, you're gonna need a larger boat. You're gonna need a larger scale for this one. All right. While you're talking about that, Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
Collectible Talk. We're going to be signing off here in a second, Ray. Andy Warhol just sold a series of 1963 ink and graphite canvas prints that depicted like a horrible car accident. Okay. How much do you think it went for, Ray?
10 million.
TJ?
I'll say 1.5 million.
85 million.
Wow.
$85 million. Unbelievable.
I guess when you're in the billions, it's like buying a hamburger.
And there was a pair of Levi jeans that just sold recently for more than $75,000. They're a pair that hails from the 19th century. They were up for auction in New Mexico.
They're nuts all over the place.
Who the heck buys? There's something for everybody, Ray. Something for everybody.
That's it. I mean, they have your type of money, Bruce. What do you want them to do?
Oh, come on now.
I mean, if I had Buffer money, I'd pay 75 grand for a pair of jeans. No,
I'd pay 75 grand for something, but certainly not a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Not that.
maybe what was in those jeans, depending on
Hey,
who
Ray,
was
I
wearing
paid six. I I don't play for pay, Ray.
Hey, so
them. Either do I.
Ray, I did pay $60,000 for a box of 1987 Topps basketball containing Michael Jordan's second rookie card.
Wow.
real quick, the amount of cocaine that man probably had on him was roughly 37,000 pounds.
Well, it wasn't on him, or it was
Yeah.
Well,
somewhere.
obviously, but
Right, exactly.
Obviously, he was very strong.
37,000 pounds. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, before we get out of here, let me just say, Matt Frivola, what a great night he had.
Man.
We
Oh
get
my
to talk
God.
about him. I thought it was phenomenal. I'm so happy for this kid. Had the crowd chant steamroller, knocked out a guy that was undefeated, knocked out his last couple of guys. What a perfect night.
I love
him
the
and the
walk
team.
too. The walk was
Yeah,
great.
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Everything worked out perfect.
Hey, the whole night was just dynamite. Dynamite. All right, TJ, Ray, what's up? You want to tell anybody anything? What's happening? Whatever.
No, I'm off to Atlantic City. I got probably 10 guys fighting this weekend. We go from Atlantic City to Pennsylvania, back to Long Island. But, typical weekend for what's going on. But I'm leaving in about 2 hours. Excuse me. To go corner a couple of guys that are up and coming guys on the team. That a couple of guys should be in the UFC soon. So
Very cool.
it's all
Very
good.
cool.
And it was
All right,
great
very
catching back up. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
No, it's been a while. I saw you briefly the other night, when we were working together.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Yeah.
Always good to see you, Ray. TJ?
Let's see here. What do I got going on? I don't even know if I'm doing extra rounds this weekend, but if I am, you check it out. Immediately following the UFC on Saturday night, the Black Beast is back in action. Derek Lewis. Probably talk about that either Saturday night, or if not, I will be back next week. I don't know.
Very cool. I won't be announcing this weekend, but I hate missing not being able to watch or announce Derek Lewis's fight. I love watching that guy fight.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
it's a bummer. That's a bummer for me. But anyway, good luck to Derek. Good luck to everybody else in the card. All right, nothing else to report. I will be back in the Octagon in Orlando, Florida on December 3rd and Vegas on December 10th. What a star-studded night, by the way, Madison Square Garden. I didn't realize Stallone was there. I would have said hi to him. I saw a picture. He's sitting beside Nate Diaz. I didn't even know Sly was there.
Yeah,
Miles Teller, Jake Gyllenhaal, the star of the new Roadhouse movie was there with Joe Silver.
And I'll tell you, Miles Teller, man, if you guys haven't seen The Offer,
it's so good.
Phenomenal.
So good.
They all knock it out of the park. Phenomenal.
Incredible.
That kid is on a roll. He's doing great, man. But he
Yeah.
killed that. And he beat everything. He's really looking good. So if you haven't checked out The Offer, definitely do. True story. And
right before they even started to make The Godfather, starts when Mario Puzo was writing the book.
Know that. Yeah, I didn't know that myself.
No, it was awesome. No, it's I talked about it on the show. I raved about it. It's a great series.
Phenomenal.
Paramount Plus.
I think Paramount Plus. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the new Sylvester Stallone Tulsa King. I watched the first episode.
Oh, how's that?
It's really good. He plays a very offbeat character. He doesn't play a nice guy.
Oh, I'm dying to watch that.
But he's probably the not so nice guy with a heart of gold, if you know what I'm saying. So we'll see how it all pans out. All right, Ray. Listen, always a pleasure, brother. You take care. Great to have the show. TJ, you take care. Everybody out there, set your goals, write them down. So when you step on that yellow brick road to the future of success, you be the best you can be and be a role model to your sphere of influence and show everybody respect. We live in a decaying society of morality, problems in this country. It's up to us to stand tall as role models and keep it strong on what life is truly all about and what we all should appreciate and love in life. So with that being said, buffer out. Have a great week. Be back next week. Big cheers. And I will not see you from the Octagon this weekend, but have a great weekend.
Beautiful, guys. Take care.
Hey,
Take care. Bye.
Take care.